Thank you so much. It's 6:05 p.m. Nigeria, that's West African time. And I'm really happy to have you here today. This is Let's Talk About It with Flaky. I am Flaky. My name is Mabel Fuluke Irukera, and I'm your host. I have an amazing crew that work with me. And over time, you might get to hear me call one or two names out. And today on Let's Talk About It, we're going to be talking about online dating and long distance relationships, online dating, long distance relationships. And for us, and Let's Talk About It, it's a gathering of counselors. And the reason why you're a counselor is because there are experiences that you have in life that some other people have never had. And it's time for you to share with them. And the experiences that I have that you haven't had, and there are other people's experiences that we can glean from. So together, according to the word of God, you say, that in the multitude of counselors, there's safety. And this year, what we're talking about is a better way to do everything that we have learned to do over time or that we desire to do. And so today, we will say a better way to date online. Or maybe there's no better way. I don't know yet. But I believe that we're going to learn one or two things together. Am I spotlighted right now? I wanted to ask the crew. Carol, am I spotlighted? Or am I just in the grid? Okay, good. So this is it now. All right, thank you one more time. What I want to say. So first and foremost, for many of us don't even realize how long online dating has been on. You're like, oh, online dating is something that this probably millennials or Gen Zs just came up with now and they're moving on. But when I started doing my research, I found out that it's online, but before they actually started in a different way. So many, many, many years ago, you'll not believe it, in 1959, yes, there was no World Wide Web. But in 1959, the two guys came together, something Harvey and what's the other man's name? Phil Flerer. And they had a class project at Stanford University about bringing people together. And that was how it got started for them. So they created a database. So when we think about it, we're thinking, oh, they just started now. No, nothing just starts like that. There's always an evolution. There's always an evolution. Even the things that we see happening today, there's always a foundation and an evolution, the way it starts and the way, it just grows. And so they had a questionnaire and they sent it out and they're trying to put people together. And what were they trying to do? Basically trying to find out, hey, who are you? Hey, what do you like? What do I like? Can we be together? Simply, that was all they were trying to achieve. And then they moved on, and of course, you have other kinds of issues, and they had some successes. Of course, there's always, even when you do not have a specific database, in life generally, there will always be successes and failures when it comes to relationships. So, kudos to those guys that tried to do it the first time. And it started to evolve. I don't want to go through the whole history, but the reason I'm mentioning that is because many older people or people in the middle age, that are in their middle ages, just think that, oh, this is something that just started. It didn't just start. Then I'll also move on to another part of it. How many of you remember pen pals? If you're young enough or old enough to remember pen pals, they also had a dating aspect to it. So there are these pen pals that many of us used to get from other countries. They could be from Sri Lanka, from the United States. You tell them where you want your friend to come from, and it was posts, and they would just send letters. And we're all little kids then, very little, but they had age, and they'll match you with someone that is close to your age, someone that is that has similar interests, and then that's it. And matching you wasn't for dating, obviously, because it was just about making friends. So it's making friends all over the world. That's part of it. Over time, something happened. It evolved. They had another group that now started to do it for dating purposes. And they now had their online thing. I'm trying to remember what the name is, but I'm just putting it out there for us to understand that this is not a new thing. The only reason why it's making so much, of a track or taking so much track or has so much traction is because of technology. So all the while, we've always had it one way or the other. Oh, and then when you think about even family settings where you have, oh, somebody knows somebody, that person knows somebody, say, I think this Sister Buki, she'll do well with this brother Kayode. As somebody says, links them one way or the other, that's some kind of connection too, because you think that they have similar tastes or similar values, something. I hope I'm making sense to you all. Just putting the foundation out there so that my Gen Zs and my millennials don't always get this thing as if, why are these people so different? They are not so different. They are just like every one of us, including our parents and our grandparents, but they're just finding better ways to do it or easier ways to do it. Yes, the world is crazier, so they have more challenges as well. But I'm just letting you know that this is the origin. This is how it all started. So it's not so foreign. We're going back to that. It's online dating and long distance relationships. Online dating, long time. I'm going to do my talk for a while, then I have to open it up so that everybody talks. So as I'm talking, be thinking about the things you want to ask, be thinking about the questions that are on your mind, be thinking about the things that you want to share. So I'm asking you, have you had an experience online dating online? What was it like for you? When you hear about online dating, are you upset? Are you scared? Like, what kind of rubbish is this? Have you heard about successful couples that come together and say, I know like 2 or 3 couples who they came together and this works. I know some. Well, maybe not some. I know a few. And it's left to God to help us find out whether they're successful or not. The other part of it I wanted to say is that over time, so when we finally went online, the very first one that went to the www, the World Wide Web, was Match.com. And that was in the United States, Match.com. And Match.com was that one where people now had a database, a digital database where you fill forms and you talk about your interests. They'll ask you so many questions. A few years ago, a friend of mine who isn't married yet, but I know is going to get married soon, sat me down and put me through the whole online dating thing because I was interested. I'm like, okay, are you not afraid? What do they ask you? And I saw the whole thing. At the end of the day, what I saw and what I perceived was they were just trying to find out who you are, and to see if you match somebody else. That's what I saw from all the forms. The forms are so detailed too, extremely detailed. So the questions they are asking, I just felt like, wow, this is a lot. And over the years, guess what has happened? It has evolved, and other, not just Match.com now, you now have so many. You have, including ChristianMingle.com, including JewishCouples.com, including Indians.com, including BLK, Black people, including Meet Black people, all kinds of. So at the end of the day, you now have people coming into their own clusters and say, wow, online dating is taking place. So I want to fish from this pool. I want to fish from this pool. So they go into a more narrow pool to get, perceived, spouse. I'm just laying it out there so that we'll have a good conversation today. So all over you have Christian Mingle, you have all kinds of Christian dating sites. I have my own little secret that in a few months, you're probably going to hear about, one coming out soon. And it's coincidental because we didn't even plan to have this before then, but there's something coming up. But wanted to hear from you and hear from you. What's your counsel about it? Have you heard anybody that succeeded? Is it something that should be done? Is something that nobody should do? Whether you're a Christian or you're not a Christian, what are your thoughts about it? I'm trying to remember. There's one other one. There was another one. Of course, definitely. Since we said we have clusters, it means that the LGBTQ community too had theirs. So they have theirs. That's what it is. The clusters just keep forming. And somebody asked a question, on Quora and said, so why do Black people have their own dating sites? And you should have seen the responses. Like, there's some things that are culturally kin to us. There's some things that you might not experience in another culture. And that's reality. But does that mean that hetero, I'm using hetero as in different, heteroracial, there's a word like that, relationships can't work. Of course they can work. Many of them have worked. It doesn't mean that because you're from the same race, you would work as well. But I'm just letting you know the reason why some people decide that they want to fish in a particular pool. And through all these generations and revolutions and all kinds of evolving situations, something happened in 2020. Guess what? The lockdown came. And when lockdown occurred, many people became very lonely. Many people, especially in more developed countries where the restrictions were heavier. And people that lived alone already could not even step out to say hello to a neighbor. Some countries were so strict because of the level of people, the percentage of people that were dying. In Africa, in Nigeria, where I'm streaming from, we didn't have such a horrible time with COVID. Yes, people died. And definitely that's something painful for, even if it's one person, even if it's one person. But in other parts of the world, they had onto the screen, everybody started logging in. Even people that had never been in Zoom meetings, including me, Zoom meetings for me were typically just prayer meetings. And then suddenly what happened? Pandemic, COVID-19, we're all locked down. We started looking for ways to do it differently. And that was it. And so at that time too, there was a hike. There was an increase in the number of people going online to find mates, to find somebody to talk to find, and that's when I started learning about swipe left, you swipe right, and all that, all kinds of things. Very interesting, very, very interesting. Then that's when I learned about Tinder and because I work with young people, not just in my country, but all over. And so I would just take time to just learn what they're up to and what they're doing. And I won't lie to you, I was terrified because all of them just seem to be like, oh, we can't even see anybody. We can't talk about, at least let me get on Hinge, let me get on Tinder. And I was scared. I was scared because the horror stories are also there. And we'll talk about those today as well. So going back to it today, we're talking about online dating, long distance relationship. Is it for you? Do you think it should even happen at all? Why are we online? Why are we even trying to find a husband or a wife online? Why are we trying to find a spouse online? Do you think that the world has gone crazy? And what are your thoughts on that? So first and foremost, you can tell us what your thoughts are. But these are the questions that I have for you today. Have you tried it before? Have you tried it before? Yeah, they'll mute you. You can ask, we'll ask them to unmute you. Just put your digital hand up and then or do you have someone that has had an experience? Before we talk about your own experience, and I'll now talk about how to be safe online. What we're thinking about that, is it such a horrible thing? Frankly, no. To me, I don't think it's such a horrible thing. But on the other hand, too, we're open to listening to you and we want to learn from other people. So that's why we're here today. Thank you so much. That's our intro, and that has taken a few minutes. So we're 6:18 now. Good, perfect. So we spent about 13 minutes doing the intro. Do you have questions? Do you want to share? Please let us know. It's a meeting of co-counselors. Remember, I'm not also a finisher of anything. So if you have anything to say to us, let me go into the chat too, just in case there's someone there that wants to say something. Okay. All right. Okay, so nobody's speaking there yet. But if you want to be unmuted, let's know so you can share your experience. Thank you for being here one more time. It's a very small group today. We don't know why. We hope that the group will get larger. But like I said, it's a Saturday. We're trying to find the perfect time for Let's Talk About It. During the pandemic, oh my goodness, everybody was locked in. So we used to have so many people. But now everybody's out and they're busy. And we're trying to revamp that because we still want a situation where people get to learn and share and make better decisions, concerning their lives. And we too learn from them and make better decisions concerning our own lives, as well. So if you have anything to say, you've heard what I have said, you have a question, you want to share your own experience, please unmute or ask to be on mute so that we can share with you. And while we're doing that, can you just tell us where you're joining us from? We always like to know that. It's always fun. And yes, you have to turn your video on, please, when you're talking. And you can speak on behalf of a friend. So doesn't mean that you're sharing an experience and it's your personal experience. If you think it's not what you want to share, you could share on behalf of a friend. Like I have many experiences that are not personal that I share on Let's Talk About It. And it still impacts. All right, so who is on? When you come on, we need to see your face. You need to put your digital hand off so that the crew can unmute you and we'll see your video and we can listen to you and learn from you or hear from you. Thank you. I heard somebody speaking before. I heard somebody's voice. I'm not hearing anybody anymore. Okay. So are we saying that we do not know anything about online dating? Have you tried it before? Do you know someone that has tried it? Go into the chat, put your response there. Where are you joining us from? Have you tried online dating? Do you know someone that has? Are you against it? Are you for it? Let's have a conversation. That's what Let's Talk About It is about. It's not a place for me to preach a sermon or to give a talk. Not at all. It's a place for us to learn together so that we'll make better decisions. There are 18 of us online right now. I think there's some on YouTube, I'm not sure. Can we share our experiences? Okay. All right, good. Thank you. Somebody has raised their hand. Thank you so much. That's Miss Adaobi Chuku. She's raised her hand. Thank you. Hey, first person to speak. Can you please unmute Adaobi Chuku so she can talk about online dating and long distance relationship? All right, thank you.
Hey, good evening, everyone. From my own experience, I actually dated a lot of people online. Because as I was growing up, I was this kind of reserved person. So most times when you see me outside, I'm always to myself and I hardly speak to people. But when I go on social media and talking to people, I'm actually different. So I ended up making a lot of friends on social media. So from there, I dated some people. Actually, what I discovered from that online dating is that most times people are not whom you think they are online. They are actually different physically. Most times, I think people express themselves online because there are some people that you actually see and you see the perfect person. You are looking at this person, there's nothing wrong with this person. But most times, when you chat or talk to them online, you actually start getting different things. Like you even be wondering, are you sure? Most times, I even go back to when I see them physically, I'll be wondering, is it the same person that I've been talking about? So that online dating, actually, most times, most people that go there, they actually want to bring out their other side. That's just what I do. So most times the online dating, I will advise people that they should actually try online dating. No, it's not like I'm advising them to actually marry somebody, but get to know people online, because you notice that some of them are actually different from, like, the church brother that you may know. When you date him online, you'll be actually different from the church brother, you actually be different. So that's one thing I observed from that online dating. Then secondly,
Second thing. Second thing, I'm writing.
The online dating, most times, the people you are meeting online, one just have to be careful, because most of them are actually there for other purposes. Like, for example, some are there to extort you, some are there to, even these days self, to even make you join some society, secret society. You can actually meet a lot of them from
They're trying to.
dating, they will
Okay,
start
let me
introducing you
ask a
to other
question.
things. So one,
Okay, so
very careful.
sorry, Adelby, you said something. You said some of them were trying to make you join the society. Is that what you're saying? That they try to make you join a
Yes,
society? Wow.
yeah. Some
Okay.
of them, you can even be their prey or target. So you just have to be careful. Most times, when you don't have to, because you are desperate or something, you just have to be accepting friendship from different people. Because at the end, and most of us, we are actually very naive. Most of the people that go online, they are very naive. So you just have to be wise, and you have to be open to people around you also when you're also dating. You talk to your mom, talk to your dad, and let them know what you are doing. Because most of them, I believe my mom was very helpful. She warned me a lot. Stop meeting such people. Stop going online. But at the end, I still met a lot of good people online. They are still my friends today. So
Okay.
one just have to be careful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adelby, for sharing. I'm so excited that you had that to share with us. So, you know what she said here. Okay, so now we can mute her so that we don't keep intruding into her time. Thank you so much. And she said very amazing things. I also learned too that very shy people and introverted people go online because when they're online, you're not seeing them, so they're able to express themselves better. So maybe that's an avenue for someone that's extremely shy. And then over time, like she said, you'll be able to open up. I don't know, but she said that it was a good one, for her. And then she spoke about people not being who they are. I think that's one of the biggest parts of being online. And we're going to be talking about safety, about that, our safety. I'm glad that she has shared. She said she made so many friends, but she was, at the end of the day, she didn't marry someone she met online because I know she's married. But there are people that have married people that they met online and they're still together. And there are people that married people that they met online and it was disastrous. Like with every situation, it's just that everything has to be done in a certain way. In a certain way. All right. So, but the dangers of dating online. Does anybody have any experience? Maybe your experience, somebody else's experience to share? Okay, before somebody unmutes, let me share this one. So there was this young man that had told me that he met somebody, online. That was about 3 years ago. He met somebody online, and the way the dating thing is that there's usually a pool, and you keep swiping left. Is this swiping left or swiping right? I don't know which one they will swipe now, to be honest. But when they do that, they kind of get to narrow down to certain people, and they now said they're going to meet. He said the first thing that struck him was that she was her physical appearance was totally different from the profile picture that she had. So I said, what do you mean, negative or positive? She said it was totally positive, that she was different. And so I said, okay, positive. Said she looks better than the profile that she had on. I said, well, but weren't you scared that was not the same person? He said, definitely he was. He was very scared that what is going on here? But they met 3 years at that time, 3 years ago, and this young lady and him started talking. And he said eventually he asked her that you look different from at the first time they met, from the person here, turned on his phone, showed the person, but she had all the answers. She said, are you sure you're this person? All the questions and discussions that they had, she answered correctly and everything seemed to be going well. But he just kept saying, you're different. He said, well, and then the lady said she put a different picture there because she didn't want anybody to profile her. She didn't want stalkers. She didn't want that and all that. And, he believed. And they started talking. And I think after 6 months, they actually started dating. They started dating, but the relationship broke up, it broke off eventually. It didn't work out. And he says that it was a good experience, but that there was something at the back of his mind that kept telling him that she wasn't that person that he was talking to. But for those 6 months, he could never prove it. Because every question, every discussion they ever had online, she had the answer. So I said, why didn't you believe her? When she said she put in somebody else's picture, a random picture, just to throw people off, because she didn't want to be profiled, she didn't want issues, she didn't want trouble from stalkers and all that. He said initially he did. He said, but over time, he just kept thinking there's something not right about this. So after 6 months, they broke it off. Why am I sharing that? I'm sharing that because within that 6 months, he stayed on guard. So going online to talk to somebody or to date doesn't mean that you throw your senses out of the window. It doesn't mean that, oh, since you're online, well, they can't see you yet. Eventually, just like she had said to him, they can trace you. They can trace you. They can find where you are and all that. And that was his own experience. He said it wasn't a bad experience. It wasn't, but he just kept thinking to himself that even within 6 months, I think I know this person, we're hanging out, we're gisting, we're going places, but I think there's something about her that is not complete. Due diligence, very important when it comes to, and that's not just dating online. It's just that dating online gives you, it provides a facade. You can have a cover, just like Adelby shared. You can have a cover where you create a profile of yourself that is not who you are. Well, when you're dating physically, yes, people still do that as well. You meet that person in a different environment. It could be church, it could be classroom. And at the end of the day, they're so different. They are so, so different from who you think that they are. So at the end of the day, basic thing always is due diligence. Are you taking your time to find out who this person is? Number 2, don't share so much so quickly. So you think you've made a click, don't share so much. Calm down. Don't give information that you're going to regret giving. Watch how the relationship unfolds. Am I speaking to somebody? I hope you're getting something from this. I saw a hand go up, and I'm hoping that it was a guy, and I hope he'll be able to speak. Thank you for being here today. We're talking about online dating and long distance relationships. Let's not forget the long distance too, because that's something that people are dealing with the way the world is moving. Those of us in Nigeria, there's so many people that are traveling out of the country permanently, not just for vacation or for a job or for work or work conference or work duty. They're moving abroad. They're migrating. They're migrating, and so it's happening more and more that people are living apart. How do you deal with long distance relationships too? Let's talk about that. I saw the hand up. Carol, do you have the hand up? Please, we want anybody you don't have to be the personal, it doesn't have to be a personal experience. If you have something, okay, the hand is up. It's Ashiwaju Kukeola. Please, can you unmute him? We want to hear about dating online and long distance relationship, whatever angle he wants to come from. Thank you so much, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, Auntie, good evening. Happy belated birthday. And we need to set up a date that I'm going to have my own cake.
My goodness. You have to say that in public like this. Okay.
Yeah, we need to set up a date that we're going to. So, talking about online dating, I don't think online dating it's not a new, it has been something that has been existing since. And like, I met my partner online. And
so tell us about that. How did it start? Because I'm really happy that you met somebody. How did it happen?
I think I registered. Is it Bobu or something? I think I registered. So it was like, you knew about it because I was seeing you talking about flip right or left. I'm not saying in my mind, it's my auntie online too.
I have to be everywhere.
So, but don't forget that this online you're talking about, some people use it for hookup. In fact, some people write it in their profile that some people say they are here for serious relationship, but some people just say they want to mingle. Why some people tell you they are hookup straight? Yeah, they are using it for hookup. So you can meet people, like when you meet people online, you guys will get talking, chatting. From there, probably you exchange number. and start talking. Some people are very shy. Like one of the ladies said, some people probably they will talk out. And I think from there, when we met, we collected that. In fact, when I saw her, I could remember that I told her, there anybody that see beauty that does not look at you, this will be poor, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, I kept calling on the app because it was like, she was exactly what I was looking for. So we exchanged number from there. I think we set out for a date and we're cool.
Okay.
So at the point, I think one day she picked up my phone. She still got the dating app on my phone. It was like, so you still have this dating app, blah, blah. That means they are still searching that. Okay, if I had to delete that app that day. So I have to
Okay.
delete it. And so you can meet, to me, I believe you can meet people anywhere. And even there's some app that you pay
Yes.
before you join, you pay. And so to me, it depends on what you are going to do online, whether you are going for pleasure or you are really going for maybe you want to meet someone. So to me, I don't think online it's not a bad thing. It's maybe you're a busy type, you don't have
Okay.
time, and
Okay. So the
and
business.
again, maybe you're a busy, probably a shy person that you can't face people, and some people use different picture.
That's what the young man that I spoke about earlier said her picture was different
But
from
for
from
but
when he
for
met
some of
her. He said she
but some
looked
of these
better, but he
but
just kept thinking
hello,
there's
Auntie,
something
but some
wrong.
of these dating app now, I think they've upgraded it that you need to verify. Probably you
Mhm.
need to do face verification, finger, and
Oh,
so anybody using maybe different picture, whether he's using that app for a different, it must be a criminal because there are so many things going on with that dating app. Some people use it for fraud and all these things. So if you really
okay.
see, if you want to really do online dating, there are some
Mm-hmm.
profiles that they are verified because they will
Okay.
give you an option. Do you want a verified page?
Okay. Okay. So
And
let me ask you a question. I have a
hello,
question to ask you. Sorry, are you done
okay,
speaking? Sorry. Hello, I can hear
hello.
you. Okay.
No, 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 no.
My question,
Ask your
yeah, we
question.
can hear you. Okay. So my question is, from the time you met your partner online to your first date physically, when you saw each
Bro,
other,
you are
how long did
breaking. You
that
are
take?
breaking. You are breaking.
Oh, I'm breaking.
I
Oh my
couldn't read
goodness,
you.
that
I
must be my
couldn't read you.
network.
Can you come
I said,
again?
okay, can you hear me clearly now?
Yes.
Okay, so from the first time that you met your partner online to your first physical meeting, what was the period of time? What was the span of time in between? Was it a few weeks, a
Okay.
few months? How long
I
did it
think I
take?
think I think it was like for me, I'm a very generous person. I think it was like a week when I met, we started talking. I think there was a day she wanted to, I even know I said, let me order sweet pepper soup for you. I sent money. There was a day I looked at her hair, you didn't make your hair. I sent money for her for her hair. So I was making it
And
to
you
me, I was
and
making
you
it
had
like
never met physically.
I've never met physically. So I was making it a soft landing for me.
Okay.
And don't forget, it's not all these online dates that work.
Okay.
It's not
Wow.
it's not everything that works. So for me, I was like, you want something, so it makes it easier for us to meet because for someone you've not met, that I ordered fish pepper soup for you. Oh, your hair. Oh, let me give you money for your hair. I paid for you. You want your nails and all these things. So in fact, our meeting was not even outside. I have to invite her over to my house
And she came to your house.
because me, I'll tell you, I'm not this all
Wasn't
this.
she scared? Because it's
No,
one of the
we've been
things I was going to
talking.
say. Because for
We've been
me,
talking. Not to me, we've been talking on phone. I've been generous to her. So what else do you expect? And I've told her my intention.
what if you were a bad guy? What if you were someone that, what do you call them? A serial killer?
If I'm a bad guy, my pictures will not be there being verified, and you probably will done video calls. You see my real case. This is the real person. Because for you to go out meeting someone, probably you should have from there, maybe go from any of these dating apps to WhatsApp to
Okay.
whether is it I can't remember. This probably you'll have done
Telegram,
video call, Telegram, you will have done video call.
Telegram.
So
Okay.
if The lady, if you said a story about somebody that he met and it was a wrong face, that means they didn't have a video call.
So actually, you're giving us some steps now. So when
There
you
should
met,
be
so when you
there
met
should be a video
online,
call.
you should have video calls.
There should be a video call, and you should be able to
Um,
do background checking on your own. There's a way for everyone. Only want to like, I'll do my background checking on you, and especially if you are
okay,
meeting someone, and if you are meeting someone, maybe
what
if
do
you
you
are
check out in the background?
you will probably do your search. Google is your friend now. By the time you start being generous to her, at least from that you can, because some people use differently. Then from maybe sending money to her or buying something from her from her bank details, probably you'll be able to get her real details, so you know who you are dealing with.
I didn't think about that. Wow. Okay.
So you probably know who you are dealing with. Okay, this is the real person I'm dealing with too. And to me, I normally say to me, well, some people I call it love across the ocean. To me, it works for some people, but to me, I very really believe in love across the ocean. I don't think
You
love
don't
across the
believe in
ocean.
it.
I don't really believe in love across the ocean. Probably somewhere I call it love across the ocean. To me, I don't really believe in it. So
So you don't
yeah,
like
but
long distance.
I
It's
don't
not for
love. I don't.
everybody. It's not for
It's not
everybody.
for
So it's
everybody.
okay. Yes, just like online dating might not be for everybody, but you have succeeded in it. So you met somebody and you gave us some tips now.
And most of these
You gave
girls
us
outside now, they are not really after love, they're after money.
That's another topic.
That's another topic that we need to talk.
Another
That's
topic.
another topic. That's another topic. So if you are there for online, if you know what you are there, you probably get.
Well,
the thing.
let's see everybody. You can see how we go.
If you go for online, and
Okay.
probably I see some people write on their profile, they will tell you, if you are this, we are this, I'm not here for hookup, I'm here for blah 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 blah. They probably do you see their bow, you see everything. In fact, by the time when you guys move to WhatsApp, by the time you start chatting, if you're probably the intelligent one, when you talk to somebody, you know this one is serious. Some will come out to you straight, some will not, some will be beating around the bush, but you are very intelligent, you are very observant, you pick things they know, even from when you're talking to people on WhatsApp at time, by the time you listen to their background, you can tell what is going on with this person. You stay alone, you live with parents, you live by yourself, and so many things, except if probably you are not, if you really know what you are online to do, probably you get one. But if you are not, maybe you are just there just to play. Because I still have some app that I'm not closed. Probably I used to go there and go and I'll be flexing, and at the end of the day, I'll chat up, very delete. Even to you now, the dating app, I have to hide it on my phone, not to cause trouble.
But that's what we're saying. So now you're with somebody. Why are you still online?
At
Why are
times
you
I'm
still
just
online?
there. At times I'm just there just to flex. Now that I really have bad. I'm not the cheating type. I don't cheat.
Cruise.
I'm just catching cruise.
You're using people's emotions to catch cruise with people's emotions.
If I don't catch cruise, how will I have experience to be able to tell you what's going on?
Anyway, thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate that. Thank you for your honesty and your openness.
Have a good evening, man. And please, I'm still waiting for our date for our outing.
All right. I look forward to it as well. But please send this link out right now because we need more people to hear what you're talking about here. It's an amazing conversation. I'm really enjoying this. And I hope that people are not just in there, but they are getting something as well. Because you've mentioned, you've actually raised so many things today, points that I'm going to be reiterating when you hang up. Not hang up when you're muted so I can speak again. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And I pray that your relationship works out and that you get off all the other apps so that you can concentrate on this one relationship. All right, thank you. Well, we had that was just an amazing, what I say, exposure of himself, talking about how they met and how to find out who the person is. I never thought about that when you actually send out money, you'll get the real address, the real name, and then you can now use Google to find out who this person is. That was smart. That was smart. But on the other hand, too, it also means that you have to be careful. So you're a girl or you're a guy and you're just getting money from people left, right, and center, they can find you. They can find you if you're not serious. And he mentioned a point. Many people are online. People are online for different reasons. Some are online on online dating apps to find a partner because they're serious. But some are online for hookups, and they will say it. What's a hookup? A hookup is not even friends with benefits. Now, it's just people that want to meet and have sexual experiences. My desire is that that would begin to just dwindle because it's not a healthy way to live, and neither is it a godly way to live. It's a dangerous way to live, very dangerous way to live. Just meeting up with people having sexual experiences. It's scary, very scary. And he spoke about there's something else he said. He said, do a video call. So the young man that spoke to me, that I spoke about earlier, and said he was in a relationship for 6 months, but he just kept thinking she wasn't the same person because the picture on the profile was different. Eventually, maybe if before they met or something, if you had done a video call, you'd have been able to figure out that this is not the person on the profile. All right, thank you so much. I'm enjoying these conversations, and my desire is that we're learning. Kindly raise your hand to speak, please, so that we can unmute you. Please, we're saying that again because some people are not in the, they're not going into the chat to read it. What are your own experiences? We've just learned about that. Some things that we need to do to stay safe online, we've already mentioned. We've already mentioned. Number one, nobody puts an address there. Do not put your address there. And one of the things that I think the lady that was with the gentleman that just spoke, Sago Keola, one of the things, she broke one of my rules. One of the rules I give to young people is you do not go to the person's house. You do not go to the person's house. Meet at a neutral point. So when you think that the conversation has, kind of improved or escalated or grown, and you want to meet physically, please do not go to a person's house. Don't go to a person's house. Go to a joint. Go to a restaurant. Go somewhere where there are other people around. And when you start it there, let it end there. Don't say we now graduated and now moved on to his house or her house. I'm saying it both female and male because there are some women too that they can be dangerous. I know that people will think that it's only the men that can be ritual killers. This is Nigeria. And for those that are not judging from outside the country, it could be a serial killer or someone who's a kidnapper, whatever it is, you just have to be safe. You just have to be safe. So please do not go to their house the first time you're meeting. And even after that, like keep checking out, who is this person? Who are they? What are they about? Do not throw out your values. You've met this person online. They seem to just check every box. Still there. The first speaker that shared, Adeobi, she said, make sure that you are speaking to family. You're going somewhere, let your family members know. Let your family members know, where are you going? Don't just say, oh, I'm just going down the road. I'm just going there. People have disappeared. People have disappeared. They met somebody online, they disappeared. A few days ago, I sent a link. I saw something on Instagram. It broke my heart. A young lady met somebody online and the guy killed her. It doesn't make the whole of online dating horrid, but it just means that we have to be very careful. And you have to be someone who is diligent about checking things out, someone who is observant. That girl was 19. That really broke my heart. It really broke my heart. But I think they caught the guy, but even when they catch, they catch the person, it doesn't bring her back. Or anybody else that's happened to, it doesn't bring the person back. Very, very painful. What about long distance relationships? Okay, so maybe you didn't meet online, or maybe you met online. Long distance relationship, what do you think? What's your take on that? So I live in Nigeria, and this guy that I'm with is in London, or is in Canada, or is in India. Or what is your take on long distance relationship? Can it work? Is it for you? Will it not work for you? Sir Gokiola said straight up, he can't do it. He doesn't like long-distance relationships. I like his honesty. What is it for you? We still have more people, we still need more people to join this conversation. It's a very interesting one today, as always, but we need to hear from you. Anybody else to share any experience? It might not be your personal experience. Remember, in the multitude of, of people, of counselors, there's safety. There's safety. I'm sure we're getting one thing or the other here. It could be for your child. It could be for your sister, your brother. It could be for yourself. What have you learned here today? What are you going to be taking away? I know that you're going to share that with us later on. But right now, long distance relationships, online dating, what are your thoughts? What is your experience? I'm waiting to learn. I've learned so much already. And I've shared those with you as well too. Anybody else, please? Just raise your digital hand so they can be on mute. Anybody else? What do you want to share? What is the situation? Do you know someone that has experienced it and it did not go well with them? What about rejection? One of the things that I also learned about is that online dating can actually, I didn't know that could happen because I was wondering, if I'm online, how are you rejecting me? Until they now explained to me that if you don't swipe the right way, if you swipe on somebody and person doesn't swipe back on you, something like that, that's like a rejection. So the person is taken off your profile. But you know the truth. Isn't that better than, at least you don't know me, I don't know you. It's okay. And even if we get to know each other, it just means if we didn't click. There are people that you see in the physical and you don't click. So I don't think, we should take it to heart that seriously, that you think, oh, I was rejected online. But I've had to cancel people that went through online dating app rejection from people. They said, oh, those girls, they're just something else. They don't like guys that look like me. There's a girl that likes a guy that looks like you. So she might not even be in that pool. There's somebody that likes the way you look. So don't let somebody's rejection drive you into a hole. I hope I'm making sense to somebody here, or you can pass this message to somebody else. Okay, we're here. All right. Online dating, your experience, the challenges, the good part of it, long distance relationships. Let's talk. Please, I'm really in this mood to gist and hear all the information. Anybody else, please? I think I seem to have spoken a lot today, and I don't want to be doing all the gisting by myself. I want somebody else to speak and share. Any experience to share. It might not be your personal experience, and it might be the first two people that spoke was personal experience, and I really value that too. What are your thoughts? And then long distance relationships. It might not even be online that you met. It might have started at some points. And then distance, comes because of relocation. How do you keep that up? How do you keep that up? How do you maintain that? Okay, good. Oh, I have somebody's hand up. Olukayode Durotiwon. His hand is up. Please, can you unmute him? Thank you, sir. Uh-oh, we can't hear him though. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Well, I had an experience of long distance relationship, and this particular relationship is someone that is close to me. And when the relationship was going on, the lady happened to be one of the ladies that are close to me. She kept telling me that she having some noise that this particular guy is cheating on her. That the guy is cheating on her because sometimes there's a particular period that this guy will not pick her call. And the guy will be telling her she's working. And the guy work online from home. That the guy is picking her call. And there's a particular day that they were on call. No, the guy took a picture and sent the picture to her. and she noticed a particular lady's slippers inside the picture,
In the background.
in the background of the picture. And she called me that, Daddy, these are what she noticed, that think this person is cheating on her. And I was like, no, sometimes what are you guys friends, this or that. No, I was just because incidentally, I have a relationship with the guy. In fact, when I came to Nigeria and the guy was in Nigeria, the guy came to my house. So to know that the person is close to me. So I kept telling her that no, don't, you can't just be assuming. So that, her spirit is telling her that this lady is cheating on her. When the guy wanted to celebrate her birthday, I have a friend that lives in the same country with the guy. I called my friend, we organized with my friend. My friend wants to go and deliver a birthday cake to the guy. So my friend even know the guy's house. This thing lasted for about 2 years relationship.
Yes.
One fateful day, another lady randomly just put a call. They have been dating for about 3 or 4 years. Another lady randomly just called from the state, the country that the guy was, and telling this my girl that the guy is her boyfriend and they've been dating for about 2 years. And at the end of the day, something led to another. The relationship did not just, the guy just go a wolf on her. So what I want, my take is, if you are in a long-term relationship, which I learned my lesson from the period that she had been mentioning to me that instinct is telling her the guy is cheating. Maybe I'm being clouded with my own emotion, or because of the relationship I built with the guy over a period of time.
Yes.
I was not able to double check that spirit. So I think that is a lesson for me too. That when you are in a distant relationship and your instinct is telling you something, please, let's double check it. Most time, your instinct will never go wrong. That's one thing I also picked from it. Most time, your instinct can never be 100% wrong. Even if your instinct is telling you, it may be, maybe that's something that God is calling your attention to. It may also be, in reality, the guy is cheating. And it could be a lady in the other hand too. So it works both ways.
Yes,
but
definitely.
for her, she was deeply haunted because for the period of 3 to 4 years, she has a lot of other offers, but she was being faithful to that relationship.
Yes.
And each time she keep coming to me, I'll keep encouraging her that it pays to be faithful to a relationship. And I still take that stand. It pays to be faithful. Mine is that what if they got married and she moved to join him in that country, and now discover that she has some other ladies that she's dating and she's already there. So government have used that to save her of bigger damage that would have happened in the future. I think that's just my contribution for this for now.
So much. Thank you so much, Mr. Adorotiwon. Thank you. And from the point of view of a parent, a word, a guardian, a parent, that's the point we need to remember, because we desire good things for our children, because we desire good things for our siblings, for our friends. At times we get blinded and we don't listen to what they're saying. And so I like the fact that he made that point, that she kept saying that I saw this. In fact, I was laughing so hard when she said, I saw a pair of slippers, because you know what? That's good observation. That's keen observation. And that somebody else will not pick up. But that's very, very good. And those are the kind of things that we should pay attention to, long-distance relationships. Not that we should go around suspicious of everybody and everything and all that, but it's just very important, very, very important that you pay attention to the little things, and that inner voice that says to you, there's something not right. When something doesn't feel right, check it out. Check it out. I'm happy that, that relationship is over, like you've said. And I always say, a broken engagement a broken relationship is much better than a broken marriage. A broken marriage takes much more from someone than a broken relationship. So it's a few years, well, she will recoup those years. In the mighty name of Jesus, I know she will recoup those years. And she will look at that as a stepping stool to where she's going. Thank you so much for sharing. And I like the fact that you're sharing from the point of view of a father, of a guardian, because many times we do not have those experiences because you're not close to your child in that way. All right, so I want to read a few. Someone says, my best friend married via Facebook, and they have 3 kids now, but she still doesn't know her spouse very well. I don't understand. Please, can you explain to us, what do you mean? That they don't, it's just, I don't think it's the Facebook issue that has, well, let me not assume. Can you explain that to us? They are married, they have 3 children. Why do you think it's Facebook or social media or being online, the online connection that has brought the distance in their relationship even after 3 children? Are you able to write or unmute? So we can learn from you, because hey, marriage is not a goal like, oh, I'm married, that's the end. No, it's the continuity of it that we're looking at. All right, please, can you please unmute David Stephen? Oh, 2 participants are up. Okay, so who is the person that I just spoke about first? Let me see. Let me go back to that chat. Okay, can you please unmute the person?
She's
Yeah.
not ready to speak yet, so I think David just go.
Okay, she can't speak yet. Okay, so let's take the other person now. Thank you so much. I'm enjoying this. We're learning a lot. When in a multitude of counselors, there's safety. Send that link out to a friend. Make sure that you're sending somebody, a sister, a friend, somebody that is in that pool for dating right now. All right, please, can you unmute the other person? Because we had 2
Good evening,
hands up.
everyone.
Good evening.
Hi, my name is David Stephen. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly. We can hear you.
All right. So I will be sharing a particular story of a friend I met back then in the university. One of the things I've discovered about online dating and long distance relationship, particularly online dating, it's been one platform that is known for high level deception, very, very, very high level deception. And then I'm gonna talk from the standpoint of being a believer. One of the things you should earnestly have going into online dating is having the spirit of discernment, more to just the instinct. You should make sure that there is a system around your life that is directing you, in you, and part time telling you, oh, my young man, this person is beyond the instinct. Oh, my young man, this thing you want to do, don't do it. This person is not real. So I was in level 3 then, and then she was in level 4. I was the music director, and then she was in the choir. And so she got married to a soldier. And then he was serving then at Maiduguri. I schooled in Barry University, Kano, graduated from Barry University, Kano. And so I just noticed she was oftentimes on her phone. And so because of the nature of the man's job, he was always away. And then she had gotten some online dating app, and then she registered. I don't know how they do those things, but then she was talking to this person keenly and painting herself as an unmarried lady. Why? Because she did not have the attention. You know, now getting married to a soldier now, she didn't have the attention of, she wants to tell him about her day. She was married, about her day in school, how project is coming for her, how tough lecturers are. She just needed someone to speak with. And then I see one of these apps flashed in online dating. And then she just logged in regularly, downloaded it from Play Store, and then she was up there. And so because of her personality I think this guy fell for her. In fact, the guy took pictures of him on site to send her pictures of his day. They were all about, and then, you know, so one of the days we got talking, and I was like, babes, you are acting distracted lately. And I
Mm.
asked, how is bros? The gist of, Omo, I miss my husband, though. I miss, it's no longer there. What's up? You sure say your eye, no. Then she was like, Dave, some things are going on. I'll gist you later. So I kept on pushing. I said, babes, what's up? What's up? You are like, when I became the MD, I was always seeing her. Most times she would post sad status, post their pictures together, her and her husband. All of a sudden, that act began to water down. And I was like, you know, they miss your husband in because she just newly got married, and then that transfer came to Duburi and she was in Kano. I said, you know, they miss bros again. What's up? What's up? So sorry, I'm speaking pidgin. I don't know.
It's okay. Please
Uh,
explain.
so, uh, so, so last, we now had a sit out one of the evenings in front of our hostel, and then she was like, "Bro, Dave, I met this guy." So all of this while, my love language has been quality time, and
Mm.
almost this guy, even though if he's far, this guy meets that need. I'm telling her husband why he's in Meduguri, that she knows, okay, Meduguri, that time it was all these their Boko Haram things. But then
Yeah,
in the
the
evening,
passport.
let's have a video call, tell me about your day, what happened. But I don't know, he was not giving her that vibe. And so this guy on the other end, she was using him to just, stand in
To fill the
like,
gap.
like a rebound or something, you understand? And then it was going on and on. This guy was really, he even has started sending her money, sent her money. My friend began to make new hair. She was sending pictures. I was like, guy, what are you doing? You're going to cheat. You're going to cheat. They were all busy and about. But then I think when one of the holidays they went, I don't know how her husband got to get into her phone and then saw that she was actually talking extra with someone else. And I
Mm.
can tell you that almost broke their marriage. In fact, that
Mm.
that almost there was this particular day, I don't know, she was missing her husband. I don't know, either she was ovulating or something. And then the content of the conversation, she spoke with this guy, how she wanted to be, and all. It's not something she should speak to anybody. It's something you can speak to your spouse. But then the guy
Mm.
said he saw she was sexting or something on her phone with this guy. She was sending him pictures. It almost broke their marriage.
Mm.
Long and short, what I want to say is online dating is one platform that is prone to high level deception. A lot of persons are coming there. Like one of the person that I mentioned said I think he has someone currently, but he's still cruising around. Uh,
That's so.
a lot of persons are there to just cruise. Some persons they are not real. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
more to do the background check. If you are a believer, and then you should have a discerning spirit. Don't just be all carried up because I I can tell you for free. A lot of persons people can be amazing virtually, very very amazing.
Yeah.
People I have seen people that their hand talk faster than their mouth. If you see them chatting, my God, they are so
They say the right
engaged,
thing.
do the right things. They are so engaging. When you see
Mm.
them physically, you just be hearing, and that's so they cannot even hold the conversation physically and all. They cannot even stand your presence. Do you
Mm.
understand? So I think you should go into online dating with high level of
Sure.
discernment,
For
then
sure.
trust your instinct because a lot of things are going on. My friend I know she was really going to lose her marriage. Thank God for mercy. She did
Mm.
not. And then she's no longer speaking with
Oh, God.
this guy. I think I also have a personal experience.
Okay, so before you move on to your personal experience, let me ask a question. Your friend, what's the age difference between her and her husband? That came to my mind and I don't know why.
I think they were secondary school lovers. My
Oh, so
friend is current.
they're pairs, they're age mates.
Yes, they are pairs.
So it wasn't like it was some older person in the army and she married this person and there was a gap in age and all that. The reason I said that was because, at times generational differences can bring about that can widen the gap. If the lady is much younger and the guy's like, what is video call? What's all that? Please, what's all that? That's why I wanted to know whether there was a gap between them, but they're the same age. Okay. And the other thing is, did she ever how many years ago was that? And how have they recovered from that?
I didn't follow up. She graduated before me, so I didn't follow up. But then I know as at when her husband discovered, she was like, "Oh, my Dave, I don't mess up. Bros don't finally catch me." I had to just tell her to apologize, to plead with him, and then like the guy was really, really broken. He
And
was
she
really, really,
caught up. Yes.
he
And she
was really,
caught
really,
up from the other guy completely.
yes. He,
Thank
he
God. Okay,
and
so
then it was the husband himself that even deleted the mobile and the app is deleted the app. In fact, was even going to seize her phone. I don't know. It wanted to even get physical at some point because the guy he was like she's the main reason why he's far gone in Sambisa, and then all she wants to do now is to, make do with someone else. Yes, they are not getting physical, but then there is something called
Emotional affairs.
yes, there's something called vocal infidelity. Yes.
Yes, emotional affairs. You can have an emotional relationship with somebody that can even be deeper than a
Yeah.
sexual, and that
Yeah.
can
So
be more devastating. So definitely, I know that,
it
and
was
that's
really
what's interesting. But the other part of it, I'm trying to move on, and hands are coming up now. But your own experience. Okay, sorry. Did they have children at this time?
no.
They didn't have. Okay, so they didn't have children yet too. All right. I pray that God repairs their marriage and seals. I'm so thankful that he was able to continue, with the marriage. And I pray that they seal that and they both learn, not just her, but that he learns. And that's not the topic today, but we have to understand that your partner's needs, it doesn't matter whether they look frivolous to you. It doesn't matter whether they seem childish to you. If your partner's need is this, please meet the need. It's not a matter of saying, oh, is that what your peers are doing? Is that what your mates? No, what your partner needs is what your marriage needs to survive. Whatever your partner needs is what your marriage needs to thrive, to survive, to move. So let's pay attention to that. All right, I'm going to give you 5 more minutes. Please talk about your own personal experience, and then we have 2 people's hands that are up. Thank you.
Let other people speak, please. I think I'll keep that part.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, David, for sharing. I really appreciate this. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Okay, so we have 2 people. We just heard it now. Please, distance. I'm talking about, she wasn't even supposed to be online at all. And he said it's highway to deception. It can be online because you don't know who you're talking to. The man that she saw or she's talking to, maybe he didn't even know she was married because she was passing off as an unmarried person. We're not even going to go into that part now. That other man might be heartbroken now because he found a partner. He found someone that he liked. He found someone that he felt, this is, unfortunately, that person was occupied already. We need to be very careful with that. The spirit of discernment, that's something that we all need to pray for consistently, not just for dating, for every area of our lives. We need that spirit of discernment that God, please guide me. And then let's have ears that listen to God. All right. Thank you. We have 2 hands up. Carol, are we taking the hands? Who are they and who can we take?
Yes, Mrs. Tokwe is unmuted. She can go.
Okay. All right.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Foluke. Good evening.
Good evening. Nice to have
My
you
name
here.
is Temi Tokwe Osundo Lire. I want to talk about 2, mine and a friend. That my friend has been on Let's Talk About It before. You brought them, the husband is younger than the wife.
Yes, I
They
remember
met
that.
on Facebook. They met
Wow.
on Facebook, and
Wow.
very funny relationship. Within 6 months, they had gone to meet each other's families,
What?
and she was in Benin. She relocated to Lagos because of the guy. She had to look for a job in Lagos. She came to Lagos, and they met for the first time in camp after she relocated to Lagos. She so much trusted that guy that she left everything in Benin and moved down to Lagos.
That's a big
And when
one.
she moved to Lagos, they got married barely 4 months after she moved to Lagos. So their meeting, everything was under a year.
That was
But the
a different level of ordination.
yes, a different level. And she's 4
Different
years older than
level.
this baby.
Yes.
She's 4 years older than this guy.
I know
But
them and I
one
like
thing
them
is-
so much.
Yeah, the day I met her, the very first day I met her, I was like, I will not lie to you. I told him to desist. He said, "Oh, but why did you say that?" I said, from my personal experience. But she said, from day one, that I saw his posts and I responded. He posted something on Facebook. They don't know each other. She just saw it and said something that caught his attention. That was how they started. She said from that day, she went on 3 days fast and prayer, and God told her that's your husband. So anything she was doing towards that line. He also in Lagos was there fasting and praying. So they didn't leave God out of it. God was the center of it.
Just from Facebook communication.
Facebook connection, yes.
God.
Send chats, respond to somebody's chat. And they ended up getting married. They had 2 boys and they are doing very well.
Wow.
Now, the second thing I want to talk about, can you still hear me?
Yes,
You look frozen and okay.
Yes.
So my own personal
Yes,
experience.
clearly.
So my own personal experience, and I'm 2012. You won't get married.
Oof. I can't hear. Am I the only one? But I can't hear Miss Tope. Can somebody else hear her? Is it my network?
No, ma, we can't hear her too.
Okay. All right. Just in case you can hear us, we can't hear you. So maybe you will log off and then come back on. It might be stronger. But what you've even shared right now, and we're waiting for the second part of it. So log off and then come back. Maybe it will be stronger. And in the interim, we're going to talk about what she said. So that was, Ms. Sope, and she talked about, okay. Oh, she's back. She needs to be on mute. She's back.
Thank you, Ma. I don't know what happened.
Yes.
It went off and I couldn't unmute myself.
Yes.
Okay. So my own personal experience. So after that, my aunt, my mom's younger sister, has been on my neck for a bit. So that day I said, this guy that has been your DM. See, handsome guy, good looking. Why not just talk to him? And he looks like a Christian, or he quotes scripture for you all the time. Then I said, hello, hi. Instantly, he just went, and we were chatting. And we kept chatting for a while. Told me he was a Christian, is this, is that, is that. I will not lie to you, Stafoluke. From day one, I had a nudge. But because of the external factors, I did not respond to the nudge. I continued. Okay. To the extent that he says he was in UK, he moved down to Ghana. He came in from Ghana to see me in Lagos 3 times. anytime I make the move, okay, can I come and see you in Ghana? He'd be like, no, Shomo, how am I running me now? His name is actually Biodun. His father is from Oyo State. I sent somebody to do my due diligence to find out his father's compound. He's from Abule, what do they call them? Agbole Olode in Oyo town. So I did due diligence from his father's aspect. His mom is from Ghana.
Okay.
I don't know anybody in Ghana. I couldn't do that aspect in Ghana. But there was this old woman that talks to me. It would just say, I'm in mommy's house, speak to this person, and I will talk to the person from time to time. She'll pray for me. She will say all sorts. My son says a lot about you. To be nice to have you as my son's wife. At a point, he said he had issues. I was sending him money. He wasn't the one sending me money. I was the one sending him money. He wasn't the one sending me money. At a point, I said, Tope, are you for real? 250, 200. Are you dicing money that you're just dashing a guy money like this? Then he came around one day. He said he was going to have a meeting. He went to Lokoja, came back, brought an LPO. At this time, I had introduced him to my pastor then. I introduced him to my former pastor as well. They both know him. So I was trying to watch my back. It wasn't I wasn't, but I wasn't listening to the Holy Spirit. I was using the physical pastors to guide when I had a nudge within me to desist. Then he brought this LPO, he had some supplies to do, and he showed me his bank account. He has only 500,000 naira to do things, and he needed like about 2 million or thereabout. So he needed money. I said, well, sorry, I don't have. Because as at that time, I made up my mind I wasn't going to borrow money for him. I wasn't going to give him money anymore. Any more money, I've done enough. I won't do that. Then one day, he said all sorts. When we finished, he said, okay, let's do Bible studies. I said, I'm not in the mood for Bible studies. You have been battling me with money. Now you want to do Bible studies. So you go and show me where is in the scripture that you should help somebody or something. I'll not start feeling guilty. I didn't do Bible studies. I said, let's go and eat. We went to eat. So he left. And I spoke with my former pastor's wife. I said, sis, this. She said, you guys are talking about marriage already. If it's your husband, won't you help him? I said, definitely I will. He said, please, I think you should. I saw my pastor's wife. She said, I think you should. If it's your husband, they said the same thing. And they didn't talk to each other. They were not together. I took him to somewhere to borrow money. I borrowed money in my name for him. And he was supposed to return the money in a month. My check was given to them as post-dated checks for the days the money was supposed to mature.
Collateral.
Yes, ma'am. To the point that they said, okay, they will take. I said, okay, if you want my card, they said, no. Don't worry. These are things that we have is enough. How much? Should be 1 million, Nico, do 1 million. No, okay. So they left. That was June. In July, nothing happened. Alpha bros, what's up? He said that they said they'll get his money end of July, blah, 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 blah. The guy is not on seat. By August, the money will come. So they paid him in July, the 1 million naira, as at 2012. In August, that he was supposed to pay back, I called him one night and said, oh, my father passed. He said, oh, so sorry, Bele. And that was the last I heard of him. His lines went off. Facebook, Instagram, every communication line went off, including his mother's own. Everybody I knew with him, their lines were off. I couldn't get through to anybody anymore. And that was how I was left with a debt of, by the time I came back from my father's burial, they were already going to sue me. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can.
Okay, ma. So by the time I came back and we started out my father's burial, the money had become 1.5 million, and I had started paying back. Well, long and short, this money got to 2 point something million. And I had to sell valuables to be able to pay this loan. Yes. Then when I went to my pastor's wife, that said, if it's your husband, she said, Bele, such is life. We have to be careful next time. So why am I saying this? It's your prerogative. It's your work. It's not their work. Yes, like Stafoluke always say, in a multitude of counsel, there is safety. But at the same time, never forget the Holy Spirit factor. Never forget the God factor. God speaks to us from time to time. You know the way God speaks to you. Hold on to it very firm. And by the way, what the Bible said, Paul said, he said, follow me as I follow Christ. So maybe at that particular point in time, the person is not listening to the Holy Spirit. You use your own head and listen to the Holy Spirit. Because at a point, I was almost like, oh, they asked me to. And I had to tell myself, Tope, it's your responsibility. It's not theirs responsibility. You got it wrong from the beginning.
True.
So don't pull those people in. Don't say this person led me to do this. No, they are not God. You have God. You can talk to God. You can listen to God. Online works. Long relationship works. There's deception in online. There's deception in a long relationship. There's even deception in physical. The one you see every day. There's deception.
That's right.
I have one that is even from my village. I have the key to his house. I never knew he had 2 houses. He has a family, his family in one. And yet I have the key to his baby house. And I think I am madam. Thank God to the Holy Spirit that is always directing us right. Only for me to go to the house one day and I saw a gate man that I don't know. And he said, are you madam's friend? I said, yes, I'm madam's friend. He said, oh, sorry, they've gone to the other house. So that's how I got to know. And this was a 2-year relationship. And he, unfortunately, was a deacon in the church.
And this relationship wasn't long distance. It was regular distance.
Lagos. He's a deacon in Redeemed Christian Church of God. So we need, and when Holy Spirit was nudging me as well, I said, boy now, some guy, 6'2", dark, has a good job, a bank manager. How can I just say something is wrong? Tongue talking is in the church. But when the Holy Spirit says pause, we need to learn to pause and stay and be still and hear what he has to tell us.
And be still.
Thank you, Stafoluke. I'll stop here.
So much. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. You've shared so much and let us know that meeting online, it can be successful and it's like regular. Things can happen. But what you've said, I think we're going to go with is yes. And I always say that in a multitude of counselors, there's safety, but the decision is yours to make and make it with God. Make it with God. Whatever you're going to do, make it with God. And you've shared the experience about a relationship that was, right there in the same space, and yet there was deception. 2 houses. Why do people do things like this? Thank you so much for sharing. I hope we're all getting something from this today. Well, before we go on, we're many on this chat now. Please go in and just write something. Just write, even if it's a word. What have you gotten from this for yourself, for someone else that you know that our theme this year for Let's Talk About It with Vicky is a better way. A better way. What are you going away with that's going to make it a better way for you to help someone date online, or you date online or not date online, long distance relationship? What is it? Before we move on, we must read that from you. Thank you so much, because there's no need. We're not it's not a lecture hall. We need to know that there's something happening, that there's impact, So please let us know, what have you learned? What are you taking away today? What are you taking away today? I'm looking forward to reading this. Okay. We have 4 minutes. Otherwise, we'll know that it's better for us to just shut down and go, because there's no impact. Nobody has learned anything. Nobody's taking away anything. Either for you, it can be for you, it can be for your sister, for your brother, for your child, for your friend, whatever it is. What are you taking away? We had an amazing conversation. We only have 29 minutes left. But in the 29 minutes, we're giving a few minutes to give us a feedback. Are you gotten something from this today? Yes, no, and then you can tell us what it was that you got from it. All right, thank you. Be more discerning. Thank you very much. Be more discerning. Beyond the physical attributes. That's so true. Okay. The final decision is yours to make. That's right. And with the help of the Holy Spirit, you make the right one. Do a background check. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Yes. Similar experiences, similar to Sister Tokwe, 7 years. The guys and his friend, oh my goodness. Can you imagine? 7 years of deception. That's wickedness. All right. We're still waiting. A few more people. Let's hear from you. What have you gotten from this? For us, it's not a matter of just gathering and taking 2 hours of your day. It's what impact are we making by the grace of God? It's a better way. That's what God is telling us to do this year. Discerning, have a discerning spirit. Listen to the Holy Spirit. Forgotten that? Okay, let's get a couple more, then we can continue this conversation. It's so hard in relationships where, people's hearts get broken. Don't mess with people's hearts. Don't mess with their hearts. Even though you've been heartbroken, I want to pass this on. Please, you've been heartbroken, somebody has messed with your heart. Yes, the Holy Spirit will always lead you. Your inner mind will never deceive you. Praise the Lord. Thank you so much for being here. Honestly, I've had an amazing time and I've learned a lot, and I'm adding to what I know already. Always be discerning in every, I can't see the whole thing because I'm not opening up fully anymore. All right, so that's what it is today. We're talking about online dating. What are the challenges? How can we stay safe? Before I move on, I want to read some tips to you. Staying safe, Number 1, be very careful. Read profiles over. Don't read it and just say, oh, like somebody just said, don't let the physical attributes just grab you in. And then number 2, do not reveal too much about yourself online. Don't put your address there. Be careful. Be careful. Not even your phone number, because most times they just deal. Damilare, your hand is up. We're going to take you up very soon. Okay. And if you have any tip for us, you can, unmute yourself, or let us unmute you and get you them. I'm just reading the ones that I have written down. Okay. So that we know. Someone said that it's a highway to deception. Very true. But life generally, there's so much deception going on. People are not even in physical, they're not on online dating apps. In the real sense, you have all kinds of things and you're like, oh my goodness, how did that happen to somebody? It happens. It happens. We need to be diligent about checking people out. And the most important part is, don't let other things becloud you. Say, oh, the guy is this or the girl is that. What do you want out of life? What do you want out of life? Don't let the material things that this person possesses becloud you at that time, please. I'm trying to see what else I wrote down about being online. Okay. If you see, yes. Okay, well, for this country, we don't have, I'm in Nigeria right now. And my country doesn't have a database for sexual offenders. So, but those of you that are abroad or you're going to be moving abroad at any point, you can check the sex offenders list. There's a database. Check. Don't be desperate. Don't be desperate. Oh, yes. Oh, we put an age on everything. Don't let that push from other people. At the end of the day, see what Sister Tokwe said. She said when she lost all that money, those that canceled her, they were not being mean. They meant good for her, but they couldn't bear the brunt with her. They couldn't carry the burden with her. They couldn't pay the bill with her. They said, that's life. Be careful next time. Thank God it was just money that she lost, not her life. So at the end of the day, please pay attention. Pay attention to what you're doing. Be there. Okay. And they know the purpose for which you're there. What's your purpose? Why are you there? If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. It probably is. Check it out. Get other people involved. Some people are very good at doing background checks. Doesn't matter what part of the world they are in. They check things out. Involve somebody else. Don't be so crowded and, sure about everything that nobody knows what's going on with you. All right. Can we unmute Damilare quickly, please? Damilare has his hand up. Can we unmute him so he can share his own experience?
Good evening, everybody.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Yeah, my name is Damilare Olalude. And I just want to weigh in on today's topic, actually. And first of all, I would like to tell Sister Tope, I am so sorry you had to go through all that. You went through all that. Honestly, there's some of the things that were really funny, but at the same time, it would not be funny.
Painful.
Yeah, it would be very painful. And to hear that is just really, really heartbreaking, actually. So sorry that you had to went through all that. So I will try not to take much of our time. I'm going to just break this down in two different ways. And the two aspects will be more like personal experiences. So I've said long distance relationships, sometimes some relationship might start from like regular distance. I mean, you see yourself and all like that. And then that kind of relationship can now extend to long distance, which happened to me, for example. And it was quite challenging to actually deal with it at first. And God be my witness. When he was graduating or when he was about to graduate into long distance relationship, I had given up. And that's just the truth. And the reason why is I wouldn't say that because I don't have experience with long distance relationship like that, and based on what people are saying, oh, maybe it would work or it would not work and all like that. I haven't. I mean, as of then, I had not traveled out of Nigeria before, and this concept of probably maybe there's always better people abroad and all like that. That if you go, you will definitely meet somebody. You'll definitely meet somebody. So why don't don't let me waste my time. Let's just talk to this now and all like that. And that happened to my previous experience actually. I was in a long distance relationship with somebody in the north, Nigeria, you know. And we're graduating into like 6 months or so. And then one fateful day, and she went like, oh, and honestly, she was actually being honest. I think I had shared this with you before. She was really, really being honest. She's having feelings for somebody in her office. Uh, and it sounds very funny at first. I was like, okay, I was on the call with her, and I was like, in your office. I said, yeah. It's like, how far is this person's office? Like, no. So if you stretch out your head like this, you can see the person. Like, yeah, the person is right there, like you can see him, like right there. And I didn't say anything at first. And then later, I think maybe one weekend like that, I called and she wasn't picking. And then she go, oh, like she and a colleague, they had something to do and then they couldn't wait till Monday. I was like, okay, and then you guys had to do it on a Sunday. It's just like questions, you have to do it on a Sunday evening. I mean, we all know what Sunday evening is meant for. These are like chilling time. You could have waited till Monday. Like, you know what? I think that was actually that was it for me. At that point, I'm not going to, there's no point in don't let us dwell on these things too much. Number one thing, I don't know when we are going to see physically, and all these things, and don't let us play on our emotions. There's no point. Let's just put a stop to it and that's just how we ended things. She really, really doesn't want to, but at that point, I knew like it wasn't gonna go beyond this,
It was a matter of
and
time.
it was a matter of time, and then I would really, really love to be sincere with myself. Number one thing is that I did not want to build anything on deception. We could just continue writing ourselves and be like, okay, one day or one day. Because if I even continue something like that, it wasn't going to end well. That's just the truth. If we eventually get to see, the trust, everything is out of it, it would just be like maybe me trying to get back at you and all like that. And I knew I wasn't going to do that. So those are like two different things. But another thing again is that do online works, do long distance relationship work? They do. They do. Because sometimes just like the commitment we'll need for long distances probably is much more than the regular distances. But the same principle applies to every
Ah.
relationship.
Mm.
Put in your best. So don't I tell my own wife right from time when we were dating, I would tell her I don't really, really expect if you do something. Honestly, I would rather you surprise me than me higher my expectation because expectation always breeds disappointment. Always, always. Like, yeah, she knows. I tell her often. And that's why I don't expect things from people. When people do something for me, it comes as a surprise. And I love that than put my expectation somewhere. And then when you don't meet up to that expectation, then there's gonna be disappointment and then it's gonna be sadness. And everything is just going to sour, and which is really, really not good. But long distances, because I really, really want people, let's take the positive out of it. There's so many stories. The way we have so many negative stories, so do we have positive stories. It's just that you, as the person coming into it, what is your intention? And you see, and I love so many people when I've been reading people's comments saying, put God first. We do not serve a wicked God. God will not take his son and give his son to a Jezebel. It doesn't happen like that. And another, but to then wrap up my own point, and the honest truth is that one of the category of people that you can never advise is somebody that is in love. Love is difficult, though. Love will put big girl inside model. You will see big girl like once they are in love. Anybody in love really take advice. So that's just and
Is
that's
anybody
another
else
truth.
laughing with me here?
Because love I've seen people. I married somebody that would be like, no, I can't marry. I have to marry somebody with full beard. At the end of the day, it's not that my beards are even growing. And I tell you, see, me, someone like me, I'm universal spec. Don't throw me that part. So, but the quality of the person that you are will attract you, will bring about the same people that would be like your own. So you will definitely meet your type. That's just the truth.
Meet your
If
type.
you meet your type, you'll meet your type. That's just the truth, and that's just where I would draw the curtain. Now, thank you.
Please stay on, Damilare. Thank you so much for sharing. You shared so much, and I'm really happy about that. Am I echoing?
No, you're good.
No, I'm not. Okay, good. All right. So, what I wanted to say here is, you shared so much, and I'm very happy about the things that you shared. But you made a point about making long distance relationships win the commitment, and why are you there in the first place? Why are you there? I think that's what we have to think about. That can I do it? Am I the kind of person that can be in a relationship where I do not see the person often? Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. You're the kind of person that you must be in the car together, person must drop you off. You must take the bus together, you must go on the Okada together, whatever it is, if you're that kind of person that cannot do without the physical presence of the person you're involved with, then it means that you're going to have a harder time having a long list, succeeding in long distance relationship. It means you will have a harder time. But the other part I wanted to think about is there are many, like Damilare shared. He said they didn't start off long distance, but something happened and it had to happen like that. And that's the point I want to make. Give me 3 things that you both did that made it succeed. 3 things that you did that made your long distance relationship succeed. Today you are married, you have a baby.
Yeah.
Thank God. 3
I would
things.
say the very first one is actually the foundation that we laid at first when we were even together. Because we had this slogan that we use. We say, God, you and I, God, you and I. So before he began, so it was that foundation that actually lead us into that long distance. So it has always been there. And then the second one was constant communication, because it got to, there was a time it got to a point. I'm a filmmaker. I mean, and I spend so much time on set. And because of the kind of person that I am, I love to give my best to everything that I do. So when I'm working, I zoom. It's more like as if I zoom out every other thing and I just focus. And I married somebody. Well, if she calls you, at least she wants you to pick, and and when maybe if I'm having a difficult time at work, I don't want to speak to anybody at that point because I want to figure it out. So constant communication, and at the end of the day, it was understanding as well, and knowing fully well that we had trusted each other right from time. Because I used to tell her, eventually, when I go and come, honestly, Yoruba will say, "Ti oko baro kun to baro sa, o ma fi ori fele bute." Just know, because there is this thing I want you to know. I had said this, and I'm not Jesus, but I'm not going to go back on my word. So that trust, because we need to build our relationship on trust. And also, trust is not something that just come out from nowhere, because trust has to, by the things you say, by the things you do, because it's not just that I just trust you. Nobody just trusts you from the surface. Right from there,
Thank you for
it's more
saying
like
that.
steps, series of processes,
Yes,
because you have something you have to build to. So
that's
today,
right.
if you tell somebody, "Oh, I'll be in Lekki," and then they're seeing you in Idumota, and then you have to now start explaining yourself. No, it shouldn't be like that. So build that trust to the point that when you say that, "Oh, I'm going to be somewhere tomorrow," be there. So that's another, the trust, God factor first, the trust,
Yeah.
and regular communication and understanding as well. And also knowing fully well that we have ourselves. And by the grace of God, God help us with people. There was one of our program that was talking about, was he online? I was contributing, say, what are the red flags? You say anybody that you cannot report to somebody, don't marry them. That's another
That's
thing.
right.
So
That's right.
God blessed me that I have people. You're one of such people.
Thank
I
God.
have a couple of other people as well that I know that if anything goes wrong, they're on my speed dial, and they're not somebody that would see my call and then call me back next week, because they know that Larry really calls when he calls something. Something is up,
Something, yes,
particularly.
something's up.
I've even heard Uncle K's voice on this program today. He's one of
Yes.
my big uncle. I usually, it got to a point that I was like, Uncle K, you're always biased whenever it comes to Omalade. So having somebody that you can report your partner or your relation, because those are the values that would help you build, whether it's relationship, long distance, short distance, the same values are there.
Marriage.
It's just the commitments are just, you just need to adjust for the commitment, because at the end of the day, every relationship is to end up being married, because that long distance will eventually become intimate distance. Intimate distance that you don't even know whether you are ready for. Because that's where the real cocoa is. The Lord will bless us, and thank you so much for the opportunity. God bless you, man.
Thank you for sharing. I hope you all got those points. I love the way he said he gets to that intimate distance that are you sure you're even ready for? And this is even like a side joke. I know someone that got married recently, and I was talking with the person, and we were like, it's so strange that there's a guy in the bathroom in my house. I'm in the same house, and there's a guy in the bathroom. So when he said that you're not even sure whether you're ready for, I'm like, It's like I just, someone just talking about that. So I think that's another thing we need to talk about at some point. People graduate from, from this dating to courtship through engagement and marriage. That's intimacy. How does it build? Something that we need to talk about. Thank you for ending on that note, Damilare. But he said it, to build any relationship, be it a physical, in same physical location, be it one that started online and then you're now seeing each other regularly, or one that started in the physical location and then go long distance. 3 things that are important: God, you, and I. I love the way he said that. Said that they always said God, you, and I. And I like the fact that he said trust is not just a matter of trust. Just say, I trust you, or trust me. What are the things you're doing? What are the things you're saying? Is the things that you do and the things that you say that will make me trust you or not trust you. Trust is not just given. Trust is earned. Trust is built. We need to know that. It's not my word like, oh, I trust me. It's what I do and what I say that brings about the trust. Let's bear that in mind. It's a constant communication, and it's true. I know they used to have video calls and all that, and it's very important. And technology has made it easier. But even if after all that, you are not the kind of person that can do it, please don't start one, so you don't lead anybody on. All right. I'll read a few more comments that I did not get to. Let me just read them quickly. Thank you for laughing with me. Somebody laughed at me when I was laughing there because that was so funny. That was so funny to me. He said, yeah, oh, he put down the things there too. Honestly, the trust. There's a comment that I saw and I was trying to get to that. Okay, and that was Ortega. She says, the still voice of God is always right. Learn to listen to it, even when it's not what you want to hear. And it's very true. Damilare said, someone in love is the hardest person to talk to. Believe me, I know. Believe me, I know. I've tried to counsel people that they won't hear. They just think, but God will help all of us in the mighty name of Jesus. I'm trying to see somebody else here. Is it very true? It's a one of the top, people to cancel, people in love. Okay, he's agreeing with us there. Saying you can't advise anybody in love. Everybody's agreeing. Even Pastor Foster is agreeing with that. Love is a very deep thing. The Bible says it. It said many waters cannot quench love. It's like fire. It's serious. It's serious. It said they talked about the things that Damilare said again. I like this. Thank you. Don't marry a person you cannot report to anybody. That's right. He said, I say it, and it's true. I say it. See, you know how some people say, I'm self-made. I don't take my business out. I'm not asking you to take your business out there. But who are you accountable to? You're not God. And if there's somebody that does not have someone that you can say, uncle, auntie, what you did right there wasn't good. And that's after you have talked and you can see that this is not going somewhere, then be afraid. Be afraid. I have people that can call me to order and say, no, Mabel, what's that? Foluke, what's that? That's important. It's accountability. And guess what? Some of them are not even older than me. It doesn't mean they're being rude, but they're people that are close to me. I can say, auntie, you can't do that. Sister, you can't do that. Who is that person that you are with and nobody can talk to them? Every single relationship that I've ever been involved with, and I see that kind of setup, guess what? They crash. They might not crash as the marriage will end, but the ones that have not crashed as in the marriages just ended like that, they have crashed because there's no building of the relationship anymore, because there's nobody there and the person is doing all the worst things on earth. The other person cannot be happy. Let's be real. That's very real. Please, who are you accountable to? Yes, you're accountable to God, but here, physically on earth. Well, who is someone that can call you to order apart from your spouse, just in case your spouse is the best? But the desire is that we never take our business outside. Or if we need to take it outside so that we can survive, if we need to go into therapy so we can make it, then let it be. Then let it be. All right? Might not be popular to hear that therapy, but therapy works. And therapy is what we're doing right now. We're talking, we're reacting things, we're talking about issues. This is therapy as well. Right. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been such an amazing conversation. Today, we've learned so much. Talked about staying safe online, knowing what to do, not revealing too much. Even the first meeting, do not go to a person's house, go to a public place, check out the profile, check and check again. Let the Spirit of God be in charge. Communicate your location with other people. Don't just don't say because you're trying to be, what was that word, coded. At times, being coded can lead to death. That young lady, 19 years old, it really hurts my heart a lot that guy killed her. Why? You don't know who you're dealing with out there at times. Be careful. And when you're married or you're in a relationship, please be faithful. There's no need for you to be scouting online. I remember that a few years ago in the US, something happened. There was a hack happened. And there was this, I had never heard about, I don't think it's even 5 years, maybe 7 years, who knows? But there's this particular dating app that was meant for cheating. Can you believe that this dating app was meant for people that wanted to cheat? So every single person that would go on there, they had their different profiles. They knew how to link them up. But somebody hacked into it and started to blackmail. And so it was all over. I can't remember the name, but I remember I'll send it so that they can put it on me. Of course, that app doesn't exist anymore. I think they're trying to rebuild, but people were so scared because they were CEOs of organizations, everybody trying to hide their identity and all that. Whatever is not kosher, whatever is not clean, will come to light at some point or the other. Let's be very careful what we're involved with. Thank you so much. Long distance relationships, online dating. If you have more questions, more insight, please be with us. I'm going to be handing over to our crew, and they're going to tell you, please follow us. Don't just join us for these programs, and share with other people. See, there's so much content online, and I dare say that we have good stuff to talk about here. But many times we easily follow those that just show us all kinds of things. Maybe people shaking their bum or somebody doing something, nasty. Let's look at it and say, what are the things that are going to add value to my life? By the grace of God, let's talk about it with Flaky would add value to my life too, because in the multitude of counselors, there's safety and God being in the center at all times. Thank you so much. Handing over to Carol or Damilare, and they're going to, I don't know, Queen says her video isn't working. So, but I know that one of the other two people that are online will be able to tell us how to follow us. Thank you. See you next month by God's grace. Thank you. You're not sharing with us. We're waiting for you. Carol, Damilare, you need to tell us how to follow. Thank you. Thank
you. Thank
so
you,
much.
everyone. Thank you so much for joining. We really, really hope that you're all blessed. So we would want you all, please recommend us to somebody, join the conversation next time. And then we're on Instagram and Facebook. Please, the links will be dropped on the chat now. If you are not following us, we would really, really appreciate that, because the conversation doesn't just stop here. We continue on our social media platform. And also, because we're talking about long distance relationship and all like that, Auntie Foluke did like a compilation on tips, about 7 of them, and which was posted on our group on Instagram. So please, those tips will really, really, really help. It would really, really, really help. Go through it. And then a couple of other things we talk about. This is Let's Talk About It. It's a Christian contemporary talk show. We talk about life. We talk about money. We talk about gray areas of the Bible. Those regular places that you really, really, you don't want to talk about, but it's important. We have to talk about them. So please, we would really, really love that you join us today, and we would expect you to join next time. So, but next time, not just you, with somebody else. Sometimes say advice is not good when you are the only one taking it. Let everybody come and hear from where you are hearing from, so that you will not be the only smart person in the room every time. I have a couple of friends here around me, and people will say, "Oh, you're kind of like, these are the people that I listen to, you know." So if you want to be like us, just come back next time as well. The video is also up on YouTube in case maybe you missed from the beginning. Please, you can catch it up on YouTube again on our channel. That's Let's Talk About It with Flaky on YouTube. Please do well to subscribe as well so that you don't miss any video. And we pray that God bless you, and then we'll see you next month when we'll be talking about something entirely different, but something
Yes.
amazing and interesting again. God bless everyone. Enjoy your night. And as for the men who are on the group, Town Champions League about to start, go and have fun.
You guys have to just bring it in here. Sorry, there's something else I wanted to say. Please feel free to drop areas of discussion that you want us to talk about. We're very open. Just drop it, on one of our, links. Go to Facebook, go to Instagram, social media, and let us know, hey, I want you to talk about this thing. Send us a DM. We look forward to receiving from you. Have an amazing, amazing, amazing night or day, wherever you are. Just, and remain blessed. God bless you. Thank you.